Howdy, howdy, everybody, and welcome back to shit, it's not, I didn't switch the thing, there we go. Howdy, god damn it. Howdy, everybody, and welcome back to Stranded Deep in Conversation, where we just chat for an hour about crap that I find interesting. And shit, hold on, I'm not prepared at all. We actually have a few points this week from retail, so I guess we could jump straight into that, because I mean, what else am I going to talk about for the first 10 minutes of the episode? I gotta keep it going. Well, it's only 3 things, something too crazy. There was, and I kind of have to stretch for some of these, but I'm trying my hardest to make sure that every time I work on a given period between when I record these, that I try to write something down, not just for the segment, but also just to sort of make every day feel a little more special in my stupid little mind, because if you don't try to focus on some highlights or something, then it all just kind of boils together, which isn't very great. So I'm getting way off topic. So there was an old employee who came by with his dad. He's not old, he used to work there. It doesn't mean he's old. He's not old. Alright, that's not important to the story, but he's not old. And the reason they were there is because his dad had lost his credit card or something there, and we apparently had it in the register for weeks now. And I've seen that there. It's been there for so long now. I don't know how they only just put 2 and 2 together. Also, did they just never cancel the card? Because they still came back for it. You think they'd just say, nah, cut it up, we don't need it anymore. But no, they came back for it for so long. It's been so long since that's been in that freaking register. But they came back for it. So, and it was nice to see him again. He was cool. When his dad was there, this is the main reason I even brought this up, is because whilst we were just doing some light chit-chattery, he was like, wow, this guy, he's got the crazy hair, he's got the whole package. He said that I had the whole package. Now, I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know. I mean, obviously I know it's a compliment. I don't know what the hell, I don't know who this guy is. I don't know why he's saying it to me, but hey, I'm the whole package. So if you ever wanted to think, if you ever needed to think, what does this guy look like? I'm listening to him talk every day, because I'm such a loyal listener to everything this man has to say. What does he even look like? Just picture the whole package in your head. And it's right there. That's all you need to know. That's what that guy said. So, take his word for it, not mine. Another thing that happened, probably the highlight of the week. Now there's a guy who I don't understand what exactly was going through this guy's head, but he comes in looking stoned out of his mind. I don't think he was, though, which is the crazy thing. I think he was just kind of weird like that, because he comes up to me, and he doesn't look like he's crazy, but he does. He was wearing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shirt, which is fine, I mean, it's just he's also in his mid-20s, early 30s, so he looks a little crazy, just from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shirt alone. But it was also extremely torn at the bottom of the shirt. I don't know how, I don't know why, I don't know what the hell he's doing to this freaking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shirt. I don't know if he's fighting bad guys in it. I don't know if he's trying to kick some ass, trying to get his pepperoni pizza. But he looked beat up. He was wearing that shirt and underwear, boxers. That was it. Those are the only 2 things he had on. He didn't have pants. And also these boxers were incredibly loose. At the middle, you can just see, you couldn't see his junk. But you could very clearly see where it would pop out of if he was to just pull it out of nowhere. So, on thin ice already. So, just seeing this guy. And he walks up to me, and it's just hey, do you guys do vaccines for COVID and that monkeypox? And first of all, what the hell is monkeypox? Is that a thing? Is monkeypox a thing? I've never heard of it. It just sounds I don't know if this guy, when I heard that, I wanted to start laughing at the guy, but I figured if he's asking, it's probably something serious-ish. But I've never heard of monkeypox. It's such a weird thing. Imagine going up to someone and be like, hey, yeah, how you doing, man? I'm doing okay, but the other week I contracted monkeypox. Oh my god, you're a freak, you're a freak. And I just spit on him and walk away. Like I don't know. But yeah, so he asked about that, and I was like, I don't know. I have no idea. And he's just like, oh, okay, whatever. And he left. And I'm like, well, actually, he didn't leave. He went to go through the aisles, because then I remember him trying to freaking, check out. And he's just talking about something. I don't remember exactly what he was talking about. But I know he was just, like, complaining, but, like, in a way that it's supposed to be, like, complaining with me, not at me. But he was absolutely complaining at me. But I just, it was so weird. I didn't, like, call him, like, hey, weirdo, or anything like that, because, I mean, who the fuck's gonna do that? I mean, you go up to anyone on the street and be like, hey, weirdo, you're gonna get punched in the mouth. I mean, that's how you get punched in the mouth. So, if you're trying to fast-track getting punched in the mouth, maybe you do that. But I didn't do that, because I'm not crazy, as I said. This guy right up here in my noggin that I'm pointing at, not crazy. Confirmed by me, the not crazy guy. And one more thing happened in this week in retail. I guess we can talk about. It's nothing too crazy. It's just kind of funny. So I was heading towards the register because someone was up there, and I'm like, "Hey, how's it going?" And I'm like, what do you need? And but before I can even get to the front of the register, he pulls up these two absolutely massive bags of candy, as if they're like his children, or like like that freaking monkey, where like in The Lion King, where he's reaching him over the freaking top of the mountain. He's just holding them, like he's saying nothing. He's saying absolutely nothing. He's just holding these two big ass bags of candy. They look like they're about to start ripping because they're so freaking heavy, because they're so full of candy. That he's just holding them up like, he's just staring at me. He's not saying a word. He's just locking eyes at me. And I'm just, oh, all right, yeah. I guess he wants to buy the candy. so I helped him purchase the candy. That was, again, not a crazy. Not a crazy story. It was just a weird one. It was just a weird experience. It's weird. People are just weird. I don't know who the hell you are, Mr. Hogg, but I'm gonna frick you up. I think he's fricking me up, actually. Oh god, yeah, he's screwing me up. Okay, hold on. Why is my raft over here? I thought I anchored. I didn't anchor. Okay, sorry. Shouldn't be talking about the game. That's not the point of the show. We're not here to talk about some fancy game. No, we're here to just talk, Talk. Yep. Talk about this week's topic, which I definitely remember, and I'm not pulling up on my phone right now. Of course, I remember. Definitely remembered and didn't just find it in my memo with all these ideas for episodes that I still haven't done yet for reasons I don't even know. This week's topic is a bit of a weird one, but it's one that's been in my freaking memo for the longest time, and I haven't talked about it, so I figured I might as well just go ahead and talk about it. Because it's still, some of these things are still just weird to me. It's gross technology. Really gross technology is the topic for today's episode. Because you ever just, there's some things in life that if you sit down and like just look at it and like look at its uses, you're gonna think, ugh, that's nasty. I always see with some obvious ones, like diapers and like those freaking things you put over your dick so you can pee in it, like a cup, like a pee cup. But we're not gonna try to, or like a toilet, like toilets and stuff like that. We're not gonna try to hit the low-hanging fruit in this episode. No, we're hitting, for the most part, some more interesting things. Just things that, like, on the surface are like, oh yeah, it's just a thing, what are you gonna do? But then as you look into it, it's just weird, and the more you think about it, it's ugh. One of these is a very obvious one, and that's glue. Everyone knows what glue does. It holds things together. If glue was an acronym, it would probably stand for glue. No, that's the acronym's glue. I can't use the same gl g great locking under egg. Great at locking under every condition. And condition is lowercase, so it isn't part of the acronym. So great at locking under every condition. So there we go. That's the acronym. But yeah, obviously glue binds things together. You stick it to something, it sticks. Obviously, there are some other uses for it. Some people like to eat it because they're gross, and children are gross, but not technology, so they don't count. Unless your version of technology is different than mine. I don't know. But yeah. But I mean, you can also, snort it. People snort glue. I don't know if people still do that. I feel like there's a lot of very available drugs nowadays. I don't think snorting glue is what people have to go for as their go-to. I feel like there's a lot more out there. But people still do it, and it's kind of weird. It's kind of nasty. There's a lot of different things you can do with a lot of these things. And glue, you can, put it on your hand and let it harden for a while, and then it just becomes this weird peely paste. Why did I leave that? Okay, it's fine. But yeah, it just becomes like a weird peely paste. And that's it. This is a thing, because the other week I talked about how people are weird because their skin peels. Like my hand, which, for the record, is pretty much completely fine now. The side of my hand is still a little bit peely, but otherwise it's not. It's pretty much just a hand at this point. So, yay there. I'm not gross anymore. But if you can just take glue and smack that shit on your hand, let it rest for like an hour, or even a few minutes. I don't know how long it takes. I've never actually done it, but I know a lot of people who've done it, and it's just so gross. Because then you just watch their hand peel, and it's just fucking weird. And that's just it. My hand peeling thing, that's cool. As weird as it is, it's cool. Because it's natural. It's my body being gross, which is cool. That pre-made, that sort of fake, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess fake. That man-made grossness, that's just gross. If you're gonna be gross, at least be gross naturally. Don't be artificially gross. That's the word I was looking for, because that's weird and gross. If you're naturally weird, that's cool. No, naturally gross, that's cool. If you're naturally weird, I don't know what to tell you, you're just weird. But yeah, glue. Also, the obvious reason of why some would say, hey, glue's kind of gross, is when you think about it, about what it's made out of. What's glue made out of? And, I'm sure a lot of people, I feel like some people don't really exactly know. Glue is just glue to a lot of people's heads. But, as mine was as a child, I just thought, oh, hey, glue's just a thing. Like how you think that frickin' the tooth fairy is just real because you just been told of its existence. You just know glue holds things together because it's just what it does, and you don't think about it. You just exist with glue. However, let me tell you, most glue, I don't know if they still do this now, but they use hydrochloric acid, which is used in creation of glues made from animal bones. So, or wait, what? Glue ingredient? I'm just reading this off of an article I literally just looked up, because honestly, I knew the whole idea that, it's made out of animal bones, made out of horses. That's a hammerhead shark. That's terrifying. I don't know why that's there. But yeah, it's like, everyone's always heard, the thing, oh, it's made out of bones. Oh, it's so weird. But I don't think anyone actually obviously people did the research, because it's true. And as far as this article says, it looks like it's pretty true. But yeah, I mean, just generally speaking, it's kind of weird. We just have this thing that we use very commonly. A bunch of everybody could use very easily. It's just made out of bones of animals. Who is to stop them from being people bones? We say animal bones. What if it's people bones? No one knows. We could be using people bones, and no one will be any the wiser. Literally. Like, it's crazy. Obviously, I doubt it, because, I mean, why would we use people bones? It's just kind of weird. But at the same time, you can... Is it rotten? Did I guess eat rotten food? We're fine. But yeah, it's just weird, you know? Like, bones? But using anything made out of bones. What's made out of bones? Think about it. Think about that for 2 seconds, alright? What is made out of bones? Other than glue, you know, obviously. People. Animals, I guess. Just living things are made out of bones. But what about other objects? That's a good question. I'm going to Google that while I watch this boar spin around in circles. What is made out of bones? I feel like there's a lot more than just glue. No, it says bones provide the structure for our bodies. What can be made from bone? There we go. Flutes. People make bone flutes. Fertilizer. That's a good one. You know, what do you think our bodies are doing when we die? They fertilize the ground. You gotta keep those trees growing. Everyone just plays a very important role in the growing of grass, trees, and flowers with their bones. You can also make weapons. It says weapons. I guess you can make a bone knife out of it. You can shiv someone with a bone. If you're in a real pinch and you're about to get tackled by a bunch of gangsters and hoodlums, you can just freaking snap your arm in twain and then just rub down the meat and stab him with your stubby arm bone knife thing. I feel like that'd be a good idea. Bones are just weird, and that's not the point. The point is the glue, right? Glue, glue is gross. It's made out of bones. Who looks at a bone and thinks, "Oh yeah, I want to push it"? Who looks at a bone and thinks, "I want glue. I want to make a paste out of this," and oh, this paste can actually hold things together pretty well. Who realized that if I take my horse's arm that I just shot off with a shotgun because he was useless at a horse race and melt it down to a paste, I can then stick things to it. Like I can stick the arm, whatever's left of it, back on the horse. Like it's genius. It's just genius. It's genius. It's simply genius. But yeah, glue, weird thing. And it's been 20 minutes already. Oh, just about. So I should probably move on. Sorry, I don't mean to stay on the topic for so long. But I guess we can talk about another thing, which is the baby snot suckers. I guess not like a baby snot sucker. It sounds like a small one. No, it's like a snot sucker for like infants. And I didn't know this existed for so long until very recently. I've seen them at a store, and I probably like watched something involving those. It was fucking disgusting. I think it was in Practical Jokers, where it was like a challenge. It was like a punishment. They had to use like that sounded to use like a snot sucker on a baby or something. But what it is, right? And there's I guess there's multiple different types of them. There's the ones that just yeah, like you like turn it on and it's like a light suction vacuum thing where you can suck the snot out of your child's nose because they can't blow their own nose or some shit. I don't remember the whole logic behind those. All I know is that, I mean, yeah, babies are dumb. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to blow their nose. It doesn't make sense. However, there's also other ones that are much more readily available. That it essentially boils down to a silicone straw. Now you just stick up their nose. And where does the other end go? Not a vacuum, but your mouth. You're putting the other end in your mouth, and you are sucking with the force of your lungs, trying to get that snot out of your baby's face. That is just absolutely wrong in every sense of the word. I don't know why that is a thing. It shouldn't be a thing. It's just disgusting. Every day I live, I think about how just disgusting it is to have children. Right? Because, I mean, there's obviously diapers. ooh, stinky, poopy, 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 stinky. Whatever. This is a thing. That's what they do naturally. They can shit themselves just fine, but they can't blow their nose. So you're gonna have to sit there, maybe once or twice a day, just sucking up snot from a child's face. How many parents do you think are out there that don't know of this and don't do that? Like, is it bad for a child to go without a sucked out nose for so long? Like, I don't get it. They're just disgusting. I just don't know. Babies are gross, and obviously a lot of technology based off of babies is gross, but that's one that I thought was particularly gross. And that was what made me want to think of this topic, because I saw that and I was like, what the hell? That's disgusting. Because it's just... Ugh. Okay, either way, we're moving on. Bedpans. I know I said no toilets, but listen, a toilet is gross, but it's self-sustaining, and it cleans itself. When you flush it, it washes all the shit away, or at least most of it, and leaves you with very little to do. And it's not just going to let shit sit there unless it clogs, in which case, very annoying, very disgusting. But on its own, for the most part, it can handle itself. What can't handle itself, however, is a bedpan. Bedpans, for those of you who don't understand what a bedpan is, it is a pan which you put under a bed that, like, someone is, like, in a hospital, or, like, pretty much, I don't even know if it's under the bed, or they just, like, squat over it and shit in it, or, like, is, like, I know they have, like, holes in their gowns. I've never actually been to the hospital myself, at least for, like, being in, like, a patient reasons. I just know of their existence. But it's just, essentially, it's just a pan you shit in, alright? It's a pan you shit in. Maybe piss in, too. I doubt piss, because I wouldn't want to piss and shit into the same pan. Like, the same toilet, sure, because, that's going in the same place. But imagine trying to clean up someone's freaking bedpan and having it all splosh around. That's probably not what they do. But yeah, bedpans. Absolutely disgusting, because then it just simmers there. And what if, like, you're bedridden, which is pretty much what bedpans are for. You're stuck in bed, you can't go to the bathroom, so you shit in a pan. What do you do when your spouse is out on their 9-to-5 job and you shit the bed at 8:30? Or I guess like 9:30, because they'd be at work at 9. Like, what do you do? They're gone for the next 8 hours. You're just stuck there to smell your shit for 8 hours. At least, because then they still have to get home. It's disgusting. It's literally just a shit toilet. It's just an awful, awful toilet. It's like what we had before that, which is just shitting in a spot on the ground. Except that spot, you can't just, like, put dirt over it, so it doesn't really smell as bad. It's just infinitely disgusting. It's just sitting there in your house, under your bed, or wherever the hell it goes. You're just shitting in it. It's vile. It's actually disgusting. And I guess while we're on matters of, excrement, let's talk about water bottles. Because obviously, water bottles on their own, they're something you drink from. It's nothing too crazy, However, it's twitching around. I don't like that. But some people, obviously, they don't have, let's say I'm on a road trip. And, I mean, what are you gonna do if you're on a road trip and you really gotta pee? You chug the rest of your Mountain Dew or your Dasani water, which is just fucking vile. Anyone who eats Dasani or drinks Dasani, I guess, should absolutely just consider killing themselves. They might as well be doing that already. That's rude, but honestly, I fully believe in that idea. Well, yeah, you take that water bottle and you just piss in it. You just straight up piss in it. Because, I mean, what else are you going to do? You're not going to stop and pull over to piss on the side of the road or something? That'd be weird. Piss in the safety of your own vehicle. That's what you're going to do. Obviously, I don't drive, so I can just piss wherever I want. But obviously, you're not going to piss just all willy-nilly, because it's going to get all inside of the car and all weird, and if you're trying to clean that up, it'd be a disaster. So you're peeing in a bottle. Or, obviously peeing in a bottle, obvious answer. Or you can do what I do. What I did. I don't do this still. I did it once as a joke, but it was a really overly extended joke that did not need to last that long, but I made it last that long because I'm gross. Me and my friends were just chatting about on Discord, and at one point I finished a bottle of water, and I felt something weird in my mouth while I was eating, so I wanted to spit it out, but I didn't really have anywhere to spit it onto, because if I spat it onto the plate, it would touch all my fresh food. So I spat it into the water bottle, and then I was like, how quickly can I fill this water bottle with my spit? And so for the entire rest of the call, and I'm talking hours, I would just take my time spitting into this bottle like it was my job. Like, and you know, at the end of the day, I had like a solid fifth of that water bottle just completely covered in spit. And I was like, I'm gonna finish this. This is a project that I'm going to work on. And I did not do that. So instead what happened was that water bottle just sat and simmered in my room for days until I decided to throw it away. But before I did, it just got weirdly colored. Like all the saliva separated from like water and just gross shit, so it was like a fucking pond scum. It was disgusting. It was absolutely vile. If I poured that on somebody, they would get every disease known to God. And I don't have a disease. I just don't think I do. Once you count stupid as a disease. But yeah. Yeah, so it was so gross. I don't know why I did it. Again, it was just a joke, but I took it way too far. And I did take a picture to show my friends how much progress I made. But the thing is, I produce a lot of spit. So I can imagine someone else doing that, it would take forever. But I could honestly probably bang it out in a day. If I started at like 12 o'clock midnight, and I ended at 11:59 the next day, like the same day, I could probably get an entire bottle of spit before that timer went out. Because I spit a lot, and I spit quick. And when I spit like a dense amount of spit. And my freaking... You know, I could freaking knock someone over with the amount of spit that I'm producing. Because you want a nice loogie out there with enough speed, oh, dude, you're flying across the room. But, yeah. Needless to say, I'm cool like that. You know, I can spit in a bottle, specifically, actually, and not in a box. That's not, I didn't do the reference right. It wasn't even that good a reference to begin with. Anyway, we're moving on. Hats in the summer. This is a very specific one. I have a few on here that are like specific, like instances, like the water bottle, and this is another one of those. Hats in general, I love them. I have my flat cap that I wear all the time. Not wearing it now because it's on the door over there. But I have it. And it's freaking awesome because I love hats. My hair is pretty like down, you know, like it sags down because it's so long. So hat wearing's kind of easy. It used to not be easy, but now it's fairly easy. But yeah, so hats, great, love them. In the summertime, or whenever it's just hot, you can be in a hot room, hot anywhere. Wearing a hat is the worst idea you could ever have in your life. Hey, why is that? I don't understand. Why are you dissing the hat game so much? Let me tell you. Sweat. Obvious answer. Sweat. You sweat? Do you sweat? I'm gonna give you an answer right now. Yes, you do sweat. Everyone sweats. It's like everyone poops, everyone sweats. And it's okay. It is absolutely disgusting, but it is okay. Because you can't stop it. It's not your fault that you sweat. It's just life. Life handed you a body that sweats. Mine, however, like spit, sweats a lot more extensively. So, like, I sweat during the frickin' winter time sometimes. Like, if I'm wearing too heavy a jacket and it's like just not hot, not cold enough, I will sweat in that jacket. It's a problem. It's a genuine problem. My body does not like the outside when it is anything anything warmer than like 40 degrees. But anyway, at the end of the day, what can you do? And what I could do, let me tell you that much, is sweat. And when I sweat in my hat, it is absolutely vile. Because it's like sweatbands too. I guess sweatbands kind of fall in the same category. Because it's literally just pocketing and building up your sweat. So that way by the time you take it off, it just smells disgusting. It's literally just it's just simmering all your sweat onto your forehead. Your forehead smells weird, and your hat smells weird. It's all covered in it and shit. It's just gross. That's all it really boils down to, ladies and gentlemen. It's just gross. So hats in the summer, not fun. I do not like wearing hats in the summer. With that said, I still do, because I like hats, and it is summer. So obviously I'm still gonna freaking wear it. Not some kind of crazy person. But yeah, with that said, let's do something that's not so specific. So this is just kind of gross all the time. And that goes to those hanging fly trap things. You know, like the glue ones. And it's not just because it's glue, you know. I mean, obviously, you know, it's glue. I don't understand what's happening here. But yeah, I mean, it's not just because it's glue. It's because it obviously, you know, it smells a certain way, so that way the flies are attracted to it in the first place, right? Because, I mean, otherwise, what the hell is the purpose of it? There just isn't one. But also, when it traps the fly, obviously it kills it, which is, you know, the point. But at that point, it doesn't just stop there, you know? It just keeps building up. If you have like 30 flies in your house, they could all be dead in like the day, which is great. But now they're all on this singular piece of sticky, nasty shit. That some of them, if they get a really shitty one, don't really have like a grab thing, like something that's safe to grab. So you're just gonna be touching this nasty freaking poison glue that just smells awful, and it's covered in flies. So if you touch the wrong spot, like if it looks safe from one angle, but then you freaking go to grab it, it's just flies all in your hand. It's not fun. It's not fun. Which obviously, I mean, if you're not stupid, you know, no, it probably won't be too bad. But I am. I'm a very stupid guy. That's me. Me, Mr. Stupid. I flew in from Stupid Town, alright? And let me tell you, we had a lot of these as a kid. Because, believe it or not, in New York, there are flies. You know, freaking Brooklyn, you get flies a lot. You get flies anywhere. You get flies everywhere and anywhere you can imagine. So obviously people around the world need these things. However, you know, when you use it, I mean, what am I getting at? It's just gross. I don't know. I talk so little, and I get so confused. But it's just gross. Hanging glue traps, they're covered in just dead bugs. No one wants dead bugs in their house. Obviously, no one wants live bugs in their house. You'd rather have dead bugs. As long as you get rid of it in a timely fashion, which no one ever does. You don't put up a glue trap and think, oh, I'll take that down in a few hours when I get home from work. No, you get rid of it in like weeks later, where you're just like, oh yeah, shit, that's there, and it's kind of just gross. Let me bring a trash can over to it and like cut it off the roof, so you don't have to touch it, because no one wants to touch it. You should be a madman to want to do that. This was the worst use of leather. But I mean, I digress. All right, we'll move on to something else, because I'm talking about that not long enough time where I feel like I talked about it thoroughly, but enough of a time that it is confused me to the point where I don't know what I was trying to say with that conversation. So we'll leave it there. So instead, let's discuss my next point, which is, drumroll please, no thank you, toilet seat covers. Obviously, again, another toilet-y thing. So obviously it's going to be pretty gross. But toilet seat covers, I feel like, it's their own breed of nasty. Because, I mean, you don't want to sit on a nasty toilet, alright? That's fair. So obviously you want to, like, cover it up with something. Some toilet paper, fine. Toilet seat covers, also fine. Nothing wrong with a toilet seat cover. It's just that obviously it's pretty damn gross, because now it's not only touching your gross ass, but it's now also touching the gross toilet. And then, once you're done using the toilet, you don't leave the toilet seat cover there. You have to pick it up and either, like, at least, like, kind of poke it into the toilet, if it's, like, a flushable one. Or if anything, you have to, like, lift it and put it into the freaking trash. So either way, you're still touching this nasty toilet seat. And you're still going to have to, like, thoroughly wash your hands. Because you're just touching gross the entire time. it's just it's gross. Toilet seat covers, they don't need to exist because you just have toilet paper. It's already gross. Might as well have it gross with a purpose. You're not going to wipe your ass with a toilet seat cover. You're just not. No one's going to wipe their ass with a toilet seat cover. I'm telling you that right now as a fact. Because you have toilet paper. And if you don't like toilet paper, there's like wipes, like flushable wipes. But toilet seat covers are just their own breed of gross. Because they're made to just be that deterrent, but at the same time, they're just touching both, so they're just going to be double the nasty. And I feel like people don't understand that. On the same sort of level as toilet seat covers, we have toilet paper. But not any toilet paper, alright? Because listen, toilet paper, it's made to be this super obviously disgusting thing. It's wiping your ass. There's going to be shit on it 24/7 if you're using it correctly. But there's one toilet paper brand in particular that really just gets the double middle finger review from me. And that's Scott. Because listen, Scott, I don't even think I could just say that. I think I could just say that. And everyone universally agrees with me there. The paper towels for Scott, no idea. I don't use them, so I have no idea. But the toilet paper, that was the cheapest stuff. We always wind up getting it because it's right across the street. It's just sold at the freaking across the street store. That's what we called it. It was a 24-hour deli, even though it wasn't 24 hours because they closed from like 2 to 5, which is fair. But you know, rename your brand. I mean, come on. But yeah, Scott toilet paper, 1 ply. If you are getting 1 ply toilet paper, you are downing your life. I feel sorry for you. Because is it toilet paper? Yes. Should you just wipe your ass with your own hand for free? May as well, because you're getting the same result. There's nothing in the world that could make me want to go out of my way to buy Scott toilet paper. Because if I had the choice between wiping my ass with sandpaper or Scott toilet paper, I would choose the sandpaper. Because as painful as it would be, because obviously it's going to be painful, I'm not denying that. At least I won't be touching the shit, because the sandpaper is made to be tough, durable. Like, at least I think, from what I can only imagine sandpaper doing, I would assume. But freaking Scott toilet paper is made to be like the toilet seat cover. You're not using Scott toilet paper to actually clean yourself. You're using it as a deterrent between you and the toilet. Because there's no reason to use Scott toilet paper. Because the moment you touch it, it just breaks. It's as brittle as an old person's bones. It just doesn't work. You try to use that stuff, it just crumbles. It touches your ass. If your shit is like remotely like moist or like just anything like that, if there's like a sense of liquid, if you're not just wiping rocks off your ass, it's just gonna freaking stick and just crumble the toilet paper in your hand. And now your ass is covered in toilet paper and shit. So now you need to use more layers, so you may as well just be using a different toilet paper altogether. And then if it's not, and it's just like super hard shit, then it's just gonna rip on that. Even if it's like not even that hard of a shit, it's just gonna rip. No matter what, you are stuck with a toilet paper that is going to rip constantly. It's going to get soaked. It's just going to break. It's going to just make the entire experience worse than if you just had nothing. If you had nothing, you'd be better off than having Scott toilet paper on your side. And I'm not sorry, because everyone knows this. Everyone is in agreement with this, but yet people still buy it. Why do people still buy Scott toilet paper? It's getting more expensive. It's getting about as expensive as other brands. So why not just use other brands? It's crazy. It's genuinely crazy. God. Alright, I have a few more points, and then we can wrap up. We'll talk about this one because it's kind of less gross in a sense, I guess. I mean, it's probably actually more gross, but it's less obviously gross. Pencils. And not just, obviously, this is a very situational thing. Not just any pencil, but it's the pencils that you don't care about. You know, the ones that you just kind of are willing to give away if someone's like, hey, can I borrow a pencil? Because then you give them that pencil. And first of all, there's only like a 20% chance you see that pencil at the end of the day. But then you also run the risk of letting their gross habits touch your pencil. Their hands they might not be washed. They might write too hard so the pencil breaks. So then they might have to sharpen it with their absolutely disgusting, unclean sharpener. Which is fair, because who the fuck cleans a pencil sharpener? That's just weird. You clean it out, you don't wipe the blades or anything like that. You're not. It's a fucking pencil sharpener. But the main gross factor about this thing is when you're in like middle school and someone's like, hey, can I borrow a pencil? I'll give it back. Which, since they're a kid, they're so much more likely to give that pencil back because they're going to be thinking in the back of their head, I gotta give this guy back his pencil. If you're in high school or in college asking for a pencil, you're essentially saying, give me a pencil or I'm going to make you feel bad about it. While as they go around the room asking more people to give me a pencil. And then you know what? You're not going to see it. You already know you're not going to see it. So why are you even thinking that you're going to see it? You know? Dumbass. I want to make a bed with the leather. That's a shame. I wouldn't even know where to look. Oh, I couldn't have made it anyway. Okay, but yeah. So... But these pencils in middle school, because you're getting it back. There's obviously higher likelihood you're gonna get it back. So also, whenever I feel like there's this weird stigma, where if you're in middle school and you're trying to ask anyone in the class for anything, you have to ask the teacher first. Like, hey, Miss Green, can I go get a pencil? Can I don't have a pencil. Can I borrow someone's pencil? And then they'll have to ask the entire class, like, hey, everyone, do you have a pencil for Jimmy over here? He doesn't have a pencil. And the first person who raises their thing is like, obviously the teacher's pet or whatever, and like, I got a pencil. But either way, whoever the hell that person is, doesn't matter who it is. Whoever it is then, like, gives it to the teacher, who then gives it to the kid, and like, make sure you give it back to him at the end of class. And they're like, okay, Mr. Okay, teacher, I swear I'll give it back on my grandmother's grave. And they're not going to disrespect the grandmother. They're going to give it back. But since they're a child, they have even worse habits in terms of, hygiene. So there's like a 75% chance that you get a pencil back with at least one bite mark in it. Because some of them might come to their senses. Others may just treat it as if they're a beaver and they're doing beaver lessons on your pencil. Some of them might see your pencil as something that has diamonds in the middle, so they're slowly gnawing at it, just trying to whittle it down so they can finally get that pristine jewel in there. I don't know what the hell their thinking process is, but they just gnaw that shit to death. It comes back super dull, but every ounce of pencil is completely chewed up to bits. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. Because then you literally can't touch the pencil. And also you don't really know that it's like that until you get it in your hands. Because at that point, you're like, okay, make sure you give back your pencil. And, okay, teacher, here you go. Sorry, here you go. They don't say sorry, by the way, so I don't know why I said sorry. But they don't say sorry. They just give it back like they did nothing wrong. Because in their head, they're like, oh yeah, I just used this guy's pencil. They had no idea what the hell they're doing. And then you touch it. And you feel the moisture just emanating from it. And you look at it. You look down and see the pencil in your hand. And it is covered in teeth marks. It's just absolutely revolting. To the point where you don't even want it. You just throw it away. Or you say like, or even if you see it, you're like, nah, you can keep it. And they don't even want it. So they throw it away. Like, it's just so vile. I don't know why kids do that. Like, the thing is, I guess I was kind of in the same boat. I wouldn't bite my pencils, but I would bite my... This is a much weirder thing. I would, like, bite, like, the top, like, the front collar of my shirts. So not even, like, a button-down shirt or anything. I would, like, it's like a regular t-shirt. Like, you go for, like, the neck part of the shirt, and how it's, like, slightly thicker, and it's, like a band around your neck. I'll chew on that, and I'll slowly work my way down the shirt as a kid. So I'd slowly work my way down, so it'd be, like, it would practically be, like, middle of the chest area. And then I'll be like, oh shit, I'm biting on my shirt. And I unravel it, and the entire, like, front bit is just soaked and chewed up and disgusting. It's so fucking gross. And again, I wouldn't think about doing it. I wouldn't be like, today I'm gonna bite my shirt like a freaking Neanderthal. Like, no, I'm just doing it because I'm a child. I'm stupid. It's just, but again, pencils, I guess, just things that children chew on frequently. I guess gum in that sense is pretty gross, especially when freaking people stick it to the freaking bottoms of tables like some sort of idiot. Like, if you're gonna chew gum, have a disposal plan ready. You know, like, okay, so if I can't spit it out within the next 2 minutes because it's gonna get too weirdly chewy, so it's like cartilage, and it's not just something tasty I'm chewing on, and blowing bubbles with. I'm gonna keep the wrapper out of my pocket, which I put back in my pocket for this exact reason, and then I'm gonna spit it out in there. I'm gonna wrap it up, and I'm gonna put it in my pocket for when I find a trash can so I can throw it away. Or just as I walk by this trash can, I'm gonna spit it out in there. Because even that's still a little gross, but it's not like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take my gum out of my mouth with my hand and stick it to the bottom of this table that I sit at regularly. So whenever I put my leg up, I'm gonna have like a 50-50 shot of touching it with my leg as I freaking put it up. It's just disgusting. Gum is disgusting. I chew gum a lot. Double bubble gum, best gum out there, because it tastes good. Because they use sugar. A lot of like popular gum brands are sugar free, like Orbit and Extra. All that crap. Most of it's sugar-free from where I am. That's where most of it's sold, is sugar-free. I feel like that's a sin for gum. That's like the only thing that's really keeping it in. But also, Double Bubble just has such a nice amount of gum in it. Like with a stick of gum, you're not getting a lot of bang for your buck. You know, you have like a couple tiddlywinks. If you're not using at least 2 sticks, you're not getting like a sustainable amount of gum in your mouth. It's just like chewing on crud. But Double Bubble, good. We'll move on to my final topic in this section, which is baby dolls. Specifically, I guess just baby dolls in general are kind of gross, but I guess they're weird. Just a toy child for your child. It's weird. But specifically the ones that are like you're parenting a child, and they have these special features like, oh, they can burp. Or, oh, they can vomit onto my shoulder as I'm burping them like my baby. Or, hey, I'm going to feed my child some juice out of this bottle. Oh my god, it's pissing on the floor. You little rascal. And they always treat it like a joke in the commercial. That would be terrifying as a kid. If I had a doll, or like I said, action figure, that I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna feed this Marty Morphin burger. He's getting so strong. Oh my god, he's taking shit on the table. What's wrong with him? Why would he do that? Like, why? What makes people want to buy that for their child? What makes people want to make dolls like that? Like, I think today the market is sustainable in the sense that we need to keep it. What am I fucking trying to say? In order to sustain the child toy market, we must make more dolls. Well, I mean, I don't know. The dolls are kind of getting out of fashion with all this newfangled technology. We'll add technology to them. I mean, yeah, we can. I mean, I guess I don't really see a way of doing that productively in which they'll actually want to play with it. Make the dolls piss. What? Make them make dookie. Oh my god. Gerald, you're a genius. Get this guy a promotion. We need him on the front desk on the top of the frickin' building, 58th floor. This guy's going places. None of you at this board meeting. Harold, you suck. You haven't had an idea like this in years. Well, I was the one who made the dolls vomit, but you didn't think about the other end, now did you? Now you're on the other end. You're fired. Get out of here, Harold. I don't want to see you. But the doll, right? The doll. It's just, like, why? They just shit and piss and vomit. Like, what makes people want to make a doll that just does the things that you don't want to do? Like, I don't want to vomit. I don't want to shit my pants. I don't want to pee in my pants. But this doll does it. So how is so stupid? I love him so much. Let me wipe you down there. And then in 2 minutes, I'm going to feed you and you're going to do it again. It's just gross. It's just disgusting. I don't get it. Ah, God. Just get me out of here. Get me out of here. Some things, man. Technology, it's getting somewhere pretty crazy, you know? Every year it feels like something just groundbreaking comes out, and whether it's like gaming technology or medical technology, or just any technology. Especially gross technology. And with that, I guess we can just call it there. Thank you all for tuning in to this episode of Stranded Deep in Conversation. I recorded this episode. Wasn't expecting not to. I was just worried that as I'm looking at OBS, I was worried that it would just say, like, I'm not recording, or the mic wasn't the right mic or something. That's happened before, and it's been very annoying, but it didn't today. So, with that, I guess thank you all, and I will see you all next time. Thank you for listening. If you have any weird technology that you know of, well, let me know, because it's fascinating to me just how weird technology can be, how gross it can be. Thank you all. Have a fantastic rest of your day, y'all. Bye-bye now.